Okay, ELA W week 2, and something I'm working on is getting better at um, looking for opportunities for complete sentences with the do nows. Um, so we're starting on week 1 and number 2. So this is our word wise. Which of the following number 2. Write a sentence about this photo of Olympic runner Jesse Owens using the word capable. So before we hear your sentences, we want to be very clear about the expectations when we ask you to write a sentence about a photo anytime. We want a complete sentence, subject and predicate. We'll get more into that, but what we're really focusing on now is capitalizing the first letter and putting a sentence at a period or a question mark or an exclamation point at the end of the sentence. So, number 2, Jesse Owens is perhaps the most capable sprinter to have ever lived, is the example that we have on the board. Notice how the name is capitalized and the period comes at the end of the sentence. All right. On to Grammar Wednesday. So we're going to call on people to read these different bullet points. A statement is a sentence that tells something. It ends with a period. A question is a sentence that asks something. It ends with a question mark. Command ends with a period. It asks or tells someone what to do. And an exclamation shows strong feeling. It ends with an exclamation mark. So we go through each sentence. Number 1, what are we missing? A period. Number 2, what are we missing? A question mark. Number 3, question mark. 4, period. 5, question mark. 6, exclamation mark. 7, period. 8, exclamation mark again. I think that maybe I'll have students run to the board and we'll do like a 5-second shot clock for people to take turns writing in what it is that they think the sentence needs at the end. The back page asks us to make corrections to the sentences that do not have the correct punctuation and capitalization. So what's the first thing we do to number 1? Capitalize the T. What else do we need to do? Put a period at the end. Number 2, capitalize the H. At the end, what do we need? A question mark. Number 3, capitalize the W. What do we need at the end? If you said period, that is not the best option, because what a mistake I've made implies that there's something of an emotional charge to the statement, which means we're going to use an exclamation point. Number 4, capitalize the P, put a period at the end. Number 5, capitalize the H, put a question mark at the end. Next day, with the word of the day being credibility, we have an opportunity to write a sentence. So what we want to make sure of, and I think that on this day we'll have make a note, Ms. Jimenez is going to walk around and give checks to everyone that is using a capital letter to start their sentence and a period or the correct punctuation to end their sentence. That'll give us a good idea as to who is doing it the right way. And that's an easy lift at the beginning of class. So good. Moving on to the next word of the day, being ignorance and the grammar do now. So we'll go through this paragraph and try to figure out where every piece of punctuation should go. If I were Erica, I would not be so upset about Angelina. Why not? What do we need there? Question mark. For starters, Angelina was doing something kind for another person. What do we need? Raise your hand. Period. Very good. Next up, we're going to have somebody run to the board, so raise your hand. She would not be punished for her kindness. Who's got it? I've got a hot marker. We toss it to Lawrence. Lawrence runs to the board. He puts a period. Lawrence is correct. Secondly, Angelina is her cousin. Once again, we need something here. Who's got it? We toss the marker. Someone runs to the board. And then the last thing, the last clause in our paragraph says, for goodness sake. And we run up to the board, hopefully giving an exclamation point. All right, moving right along through the week. There's another opportunity on Thursday. Excuse me. I believe this is Friday actually, when we're doing hot issues, cool choices, where students will use capitalization and punctuation again in complete sentences. Again, this might be a good opportunity, especially on the exit slip, to check for that, and a good opportunity for one of the first grades in ELA W. So I'll make a note for that. We get to bullying on the last day, but that's not what I'm talking about now. And then also, what does page 18 show about Angelina? So the final exit slip of the final lesson on Friday also offers an opportunity for students to use capitalization and punctuation. The point of this all being that last year, by the end of the year, I had a lot of students in their personal narratives still not using the right punctuation and capitalization. And so I want to really hit that hard early in the lesson, early in this week, in the year, to try to get us further along so that when we write narratives at the end of the year, everyone's going to be very comfortable using correct capitalization and punctuation.